And so it's really interesting that the APC has been arguing that the Muslim ticket of the Bola Ahmed Tinubu and of course Shettima and all of that is is all right and all of that, and yet they have been spending so much money, making so much effort to normalize the process, and each time they do that, it leads them to another catastrophe. You understand what I'm saying now? They want to justify it. They are visiting pastors, visiting churches, inviting and creating bishops. As a matter of fact, they punch newspapers in one of the editions, tag them as aspiring bishops. Nigerians are overwhelmed by this shenanigans. It's so unfortunate, and yet the underlying baseline is that these people are aspiring for the office of the president. Now they are putting up this sort of drama, and this drama you can only equate this drama to lies. Okay, lying to the people, trying to bamboozle the people, to make the people feel that they are accepted. If you see one of these pictures I put here there, I call this from the internet. People already putting images of to make Tinubu look like a bishop and all of that. It shows to what extent, even though Nigerians, may make comedy out of this situation, they may want to smile about this situation, Nigerians are waking up to the reality. And yeah, that is why this is not going away. And while we are laughing at this, while we are, making serious efforts to talk about this, something very important cannot be forgotten. And that is that the candidacy of Bola Ahmed Tinubu will be too big a risk for Nigerians to have confidence in. Will be too big a catastrophe for this nation. Because if anybody as a candidate, can condescend to this level, to the extent that the Christian Association of Nigeria has come out to openly denounce this kind of arrangement. It's so shameful. It's so shameful. I don't know what else we can say. We've been making the case for months now. I don't know what else we can say to make every Nigerian that's of voting age to understand that Tinubu and his running mates, they are not the kind of people that we want to take any chance with. Particularly looking at, the situation in this country right now. Just look at the charade and look at how Daily Post, captured it. Look at the way Daily Post captured it. Shettima unveiling. We were promised 100,000 naira and paid 40,000. The bishop's claims. Can you see this? Because this one is equally out there, that these guys that were dressed in this bishop whatever to come and attend this unveiling, they were actually paid to come and play some role. Now, even if they were real bishops, for instance, would you come through the back door? Because a lot of things are already coming out. There's one woman amongst them who is said to be a trader in one market, already identified, according to some of the pictures flying around. And, there's another person who is said to be a driver also, and all of that. This, is all part of taking Nigeria for granted. Particularly when we started seeing videos of face, of how they were dressing up, how they were removing their clothing and all of that, and how they were sharing money as alleged by some of the footages and every other thing, though we cannot independently verify some of these footages. But the drama that is characterizing this process is so worrisome, particularly that when this is happening, by a major candidate, a candidate of a major political party who can very well become president of Nigeria tomorrow. I mean, Nigerians must give their verdict on this particular, drama that is playing out. It's, in one of the clips I was listening to, Shettima speak, the running mate of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Let's take a listen. There's something I want to pick out in this. I think this was covered by AIT. Credit to them. Let's take a listen.
Bishops of the Christian faith who are here to solidarize with us. I want to thank you for your leadership. I want to thank you for your generosity of spirit. But curiously enough, none of the bishops was acknowledged by those on the podium. Bishops.
If you didn't listen to that, you would understand why I played this footage. These bishops went there solely for the optics. Solely for the optics. There was no plan or plans for bishops or bishop or whatever to be part of the program. None of them, according to the information, the news, was acknowledged by members of the podium. None. So they came there for the optics, for photo ops, so that people will see that there's some people dressed in bishops within the mix, so that people can be relaxed to feel that, oh, this ticket is acceptable by evil Christians and not Christians alike. That's why they came there, nothing more. So if truly they were bribed, according to the information being peddled, that they were promised 100,000, were giving 40,000, and that has led to some crisis amongst them and all of that, to some complaint and all of that. If truly they were bribed, what was it for? Just for the optics. And right now the thing is backfiring on them. Now, why this is so worrisome? It's because these guys, some of these guys in the political class, they have a way of playing on everybody's intelligence. America, as big a democracy, as America, Donald Trump engaged in some misdemeanor against the Capitol Hill as president, with democracy almost being toppled during the end of Donald Trump's era. Today, as we speak, that matter is not swept under the carpet. Donald Trump may eventually go to jail. That is a stark reality. There are testimonies right now against him that may indict him so badly that there may be no option than for him to go to jail, or for some penalty that no president in American history has ever received. That is very likely going to happen, because there is a system that works. With this shenanigan that has taken place, it's so sad that the Nigerian government is not already arresting these culprits that are trying to deceive the Nigerian people. I think that Bola Ahmed Tinubu and his running mate should be called by the law enforcement agencies of Nigeria for questioning. And I think that these bishops, as alleged, they should be called for questioning to find out truly, because it's not everything we see on the internet we can believe, to find out exactly what has happened. This is even more so when we did listen to some of the leaders of CAN speak on this subject matter. Let's take a listen to this.
The pictures showed there was when we went to Maduguri in November 2017 on the anniversary of the Golden Jubilee of canonical erection of Maduguri Diocese. And the bishop told us that the governor was struggling with the Boko Haram, and we needed to go and really offer him our words of encouragement that he must not lose the battle. He must continue to fight on. That picture shown there is false picture, and I think Shettima himself will be very embarrassed by seeing himself and the caption given to that picture, because I have not been to Maduguri since 2017. After that occasion, I have not been to Maduguri, so there was no way to link me up. That picture I remember very well. We went to Maduguri Diocese for the occasion of the Golden Jubilee. The issue of Muslim ticket. You see, APC is not sensitive. It's not sensitive to the vast millions of people who are in their ranks. How can you do that in a secular society like ours? A ruling government, the government benefiting from the democratic dividends. How can you cut the tree on which you are standing and you expect not to fall? If APC is promoting religious sentiments in this country, then how can the APC stand? Because they know very well that that cannot work. We can't just work. How can APC tell the whole all Nigeria, the whole Nigeria, that the Christians, all the members who are Christians in their rank, none of them is competent to be a running mate to their flag bearer? That in itself says it all, that there is also a hidden agenda about this. What we tell the Christians is that Christians,
you know, that's Bishop Anthony denying, you know, bishops Christians endorsement of the, you know, what's his name, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, you know, and his running mate Muslim tickets. You know, that has come out. And, you know, with all of that, and of course with old pictures posted in some site to try to say that, oh, the ticket is being endorsed by bishops and by Christians and all of that. So probably they lied, and that lie has been cleared, you know, by Bishop Anthony right now, denying that lie. And they are trying to lie even further, you know, and by, you know, naming that 30 bishops. What is the drive? Nigerians have spoken out very loud and clear to say we reject this. This is against the tradition of our polity. It's against certain basic principles that have embraced the Nigerian politics at this national level. You understand what I'm saying now? To say you must be sensitive to certain rules of balance, and that you have failed to do that. And now you are trying to make it look like it's acceptable. So people are just very, very, you know, unhappy with all of this drama playing. Just imagine. I mean, somebody caught this on camera, okay, and the person is alleging, you know, that these were the bishops in question, in quote, aspiring bishops, as the Punch newspaper, you know, calls them, changing their clothes under a tree, you know.
You need to see what is happening here.
To attend this
the Muslim man
ceremony,
wearing a father club just to go and declare their support for Tinubu. Imagine, you see what they are doing. You see what they are doing. You see what they are doing. A Muslim man, You need to see what is happening here. A Muslim man wearing a father cloth just to go and declare their support for Tinubu. Imagine, you see what they are doing. You see what they are doing. You see what they are doing. A Muslim man.
Look at them, all dressed up APC.
This is another one.
Changing their clothes. Changing their clothes. It's a good sign that Nigeria will never change. For whatever reason it is, we will never change. We have not suffered enough. We have not suffered enough. They have shared the money. They have stuffed all the money in their pockets, and this is what we have today. And those in that vehicle are still counting and sharing their loot from a good day's job done.
It's really embarrassing, and it's a disgrace, honestly. A disgrace on the part of all of those who are involved in this process. And it's a big disgrace too on the part of Shettima. Shettima coming out to speak like this, acknowledging 30 bishops, shows that
30 bishops of the Christian church
he is part of this.
who are here to solidarize with us. I want to thank you for your leadership. I want to thank you for your generosity of spirit. But
He is he's acknowledging the bishops and thanking them. These were bishops that were not acknowledged during the event, by the other members who are, right there on the podium, according to the news. But he's acknowledging them because, we can only assume that it's part of the plot to get this done, to make it look real. We can only assume that. But the danger in this is that if these are fake bishops, as it is being peddled all around, it speaks to the candidacy of the APC. It does speak, and I think that ordinarily this is a matter that needs to be investigated in a system that works, and Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and of course his running mate, needed to be questioned, investigated properly, and somebody needs to be brought to book as far as this matter is concerned. But this is Nigeria. We have a government, that is, as a matter of fact, that disrespect Nigerians so much, treat Nigerians with so much impunity, disregard Nigerians. They just believe that they can always buy their way through and all of that. So the only thing I want to say to Nigerians is that 2023 is still some way ahead, but we should be able to make up our minds. There are some people who are just jokes that we cannot afford to even consider for a chance. And with all due respect to Bola Ahmed Tinubu, I think he's a joke in this process. With all due respect, he's a joke, and he shouldn't even smell as a rock, And of course, with his sensitivity, to the issues of Nigeria, his sensitivity to all that make up Nigeria. You understand what I'm saying now? To not choose to go and pick for himself another Muslim, I think that is too insensitive. And he's speaking to it to make public statement to say that he did not find any Christian who is competent. I just wonder. Shettima has never won the title of the best governor in Nigeria. Never. Shettima has a lot of baggage all around him, even as a what's it called? As a terrorist sympathizer, as a religious bigot. These are claims he has not come out to deny. Very questionable character as he's been accused, and all of that. And yet, this is the man Bola Ahmed Tinubu finds competent. It speaks to the judgment of the kind of person President Bola will be if we give him a chance. Because every judgment today by these candidates is enough to speak to us, on what they would be if they are given a chance to become president. So, a Bola Ahmed Tinubu that can pick for himself a Muslim running mate is definitely one who makes that kind of judgment that will not favor Nigerians. Because we already see what's his name, Buhari, and when it matters most, we see the kind of judgment he makes. We see how he speaks publicly, and many of us are very ashamed. As a matter of fact, the presidency that as we have it today, has been a disgrace to this nation. And this is the truth of the matter. I'm not just talking about Buhari. The entire administration, running from the executive to even the legislative arm of the nation, has been utter disgrace. A total failure. And that is why we are this involved in this process. Because we don't want a repeat of what we already have right now. The danger of repeating what we have right now in another 4 years or 8 years is one that we, that we send everybody to early graves and all of that. So we must be careful. I'm not going to talk about Peter Obi right now. I will speak to talk about Peter Obi, in another broadcast. I'm talking about Bola Ahmed Tinubu right now. And of course, when it matters, you expect your commander-in-chief to make that judgment that we appeal to the nation. That judgment that we consider every aspect of the nation. I'm a Christian. If I am a presidential candidate for a country like Nigeria in a major political party, and knowing how multi-religious Nigeria is, it will be most insensitive for me to go and pick another Christian to be my running mate. It therefore means that I am not conscious of the diversities of this nation. I am not conscious of all that make up this nation. And that's exactly what Bola Ahmed Tinubu is displaying. And because they have lied, because of whatever ulterior motive they have to make them choose Shettima as his running mate, they are now trying to lie even further, bamboozle the people, as they always did. And we must speak to reject them. I feel a lot more sorrowful for some people I ought to either to consider friends. Some of them are on my Facebook. The way they are displaying, insensitivity on Facebook, on social media, the way they are displaying, pardon my language, stupidity, I'll call it. Because any man who sees black, that the whole world says this is black, and the man is telling everybody it is white, and we are saying black, just like this politician we were doing many years ago, and you are a supporter of a candidate, and you are seeing things that are wrong with their judgment on issues that matter, and you say you are supporting that candidate, and you are defending what is defenseless, what has no basis for defense, because you are supporting a candidate. Look, man, I am supporting Peter Obi, and I'm proudly doing so unapologetically. But I tell you the truth, as an objective person, even though I hope not to lose my support for Peter Obi, whatever I see wrong that does not agree with my conscience, I'm not a politician. I will not come out and paint it. I will come out and rebuke it, and probably would say that, well, maybe it is pardonable because people make mistakes. But even at that, there are mistakes that are not pardonable. Rating people to become bishops in an occasion as huge as the unveiling of a running mate, it's not pardonable. That running mate right now should be behind bars, being questioned. What has happened? How did this happen? Why are people trying to deceive Nigerians? And those bishops need to be questioned seriously by the security apparatus of Nigerian state. Because these people are toying with the conscience and the future of the Nigerian people. This is why it is important that we cannot just turn this page over so quickly. It's a shame, it's a disgrace, it's unacceptable. And every Nigerian must speak to this, because we have been through this same kind of shenanigans over and over again. It is the way they take us. They have no regard for the ordinary Nigerian. When the rumor is out there that some of them prosecuted their property primaries with over 1 trillion naira, tell me if that is true, what they are marking for a general election that's going to take place a few months' time. So we must be on our guard. And when we reject, we must reject holistically. I don't know what the Nigerian Bar Association they are doing right now. They have a moral duty, the Nigerian Bar Association, to look at this issue, examine it, and possibly pick up a legal issues with the APC team, the presidential team, on this particular matter. Because with the executive having failed woefully, the legislative arm, that one is far, as a matter of fact, they are political shoe shiners to the executive. We are hoping that the Nigerian Bar Association, the civil society organization of Nigeria, can come up and begin to look at, legal issues to save this country, to save what is left of it. Not to make mockery of the whole arrangement. How can you pass through the back door or a non-existent door to get endorsement? You are parading yourself, moving from church to church. I hear that Bola Ahmed Tinubu was with he went to visit what's his name, Adeboye. Is Adeboye the one who is going to certify that what you have done is right? Why are you running a tasketa? When it mattered most, the first assignment of a major candidate, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, to choose a running mate, the first judgment, he went to choose another Muslim. First judgment, first major judgment. This is a man who is aspiring to become the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. A man who can declare war, who has the key and the power to declare war. A man whose words, after becoming president, will become policy, cannot put this country in proper perspective and make proper judgment by choosing a running mate that will at least appeal to the sensibilities of all parts of this country. Why did he just, instead of even going to the north to go and choose a candidate, why did he just choose another Yoruba person, a Milokan? Why didn't he just choose another Yoruba person? Why was he looking to the north at all to go and choose a candidate? At the critical time when it was right to make the right judgment, Bola Ahmed Tinubu failed. His failure right now is leading to them creating and recreating many lies. Nigerians, Bola Ahmed Tinubu cannot be trusted to become president of Nigeria. Bola Ahmed Tinubu is not fit. In judgment, is not fit to become president of Nigeria. We must take note of that, and Nigerians must reject the candidacy of the APC in 2023 general elections. This is very important. For the benefit of those who may not be aware, according to Punch newspapers, they've rejected and disowned these Marudi bishops created, by the Shettima team or by the APC team to deceive Nigerians. Such deception is unacceptable. We don't want it this time. We will laugh about it. People are already making mockery of the whole situation. People are dressing in different forms to look like bishops and all of that. That is what this thing. We'll laugh about it. But the truth remains that when it matters, when it comes to that critical time where you expect your commander-in-chief to make that judgment, Bola Ahmed Tinubu will not make the right judgment, and therefore Bola Ahmed Tinubu cannot be president of Nigeria. That is our own stake. That is what we have seen in this. Time and again, this man keeps making these very mistakes. Let's not take this for granted. Please share this broadcast if you are there. Share this broadcast. It's not a long one. I just wanted to make common sense with this process. And for those friends of ours on Facebook, on everywhere, on social media, who are still coming out there, to try to paint this matter to say, I hear one of them was saying, they are real bishops, they are this, they are that, they are that. Look, man, I mean, this environment is not where we pass through the back door, even if they were real bishops. Okay, we don't pass through the back door. You understand what I'm saying now? You are aspiring to become president. The Benin man says, if you want to sleep with all due respect with a deaf and dumb person, you show the person your private part. Then the person will know what you want to do. You understand the picture of what I'm saying? Now you come through the front door. Don't go through the corner door, back doors to create a perception just for the optics. That is what they always do. The other day, what's his name? Muhammadu Buhari and his administration spent billions. They were having this, piling up this rice pyramid, creating rice pyramid, put sand in the middle, cover all this thing with rice to create the impression that Nigeria is having surplus of rice, and yet people are dying in this nation of hunger, and you are creating the impression of the world for the optics that we are having rice production in massive scale, which is a lie. Which is a lie. It is the exact same thing that Bola Ahmed Tinubu wants to continue with. The exact same culture where we see people are dying. Boko Haram has finished Nigerians in the northeast. Somebody spoke about this, that every household has had the impact of Boko Haram one way or the other. Every household in Borno State and environs. The Buhari administration will come out to say, today they will say, Boko Haram has been technically defeated. Tomorrow Boko Haram will launch a bigger this thing, kill many people, even kill our troops. They have been technically defeated. They have been physically defeated. They have been spiritually defeated. That's what you keep hearing from them. And yet, Boko Haram, terrorist men, and all of these uncircumcised human beings, they are devastating the entire nation. And you are coming to come and paint a picture like, man, not everything is all right. That's what we are going to get with Bola Ahmed Tinubu if we make the mistake. This is the reason why we must be firm in our decision to say no way, no way, no way. Fellow Nigerians, my name is Comrade Lamte Oriahi. I just want to make common sense like Ben More Bros, and to let us know that in our resolve is a resolve that is born in very strong resolutions. Or, we are convinced beyond a reasonable doubt that the only candidate for 2023 elections that will turn things around for Nigeria, that we have seen evidently, when it was time to make that judgment, that call, he delayed a bit. He watched the ground. The first call of anybody to become president, having been nominated to become a party, the party flag bearer, the first judgment is to have a running mate, to choose a running mate. And the nation was waiting. The man who made the best judgment was Peter Obi. He looked round. He looked at the nation and he looked at the needs of this nation. He chose a running mate who fits the call. It's like putting square pegs in square holes and round pegs in round holes. We've looked around, we checked that all around. And Nigerians are pleased that for the first time we see a flag bearer of a major movement, political movement in Nigeria, choosing the very right running mate that Nigerians can at least say, sleep and say, the president is in charge, the vice president is in charge. Cool, people, there is no gainsaying the fact that, man, anybody right now still advocating for Bola Ahmed Tinubu, to be very honest, with utmost regards, for some of us in our own quarters, we regard them as enemy of Nigeria, to be very honest. I mean, this is not trying to, you understand what I'm saying? Now, knowing what we know, except they are truly ignorant, but if they are doing it because of personal interest or personal gains, then they are true enemies of Nigeria. And many people are doing that for personal gains. They are just like, and some of them, somebody has spoken to me who is on his, I don't even know why this young man is doing that. He's preaching Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is posting it on his wall. You understand what I'm saying? And all of that. But he confessed to me that he's not even going to vote for Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And I asked me, why are you doing that? And he just said it halfway, but it was evident that what he was trying to say is that he has compromised. And so therefore he needs to be seen on his Facebook wall, to be seen to be posting things in support of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. But meanwhile, he has said in so resolved that he will never vote for Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I don't know how many people are like that out there. I promise him I'm not going to open up all the nonsense he was talking about. I call it nonsense. But I kind of imagine that there may be some of them who are out there. They just post, oh, Bola Ahmed Tinubu on their page, trying to fake support for Bola Ahmed Tinubu, but in their heart, and that's what makes some of us different. The Benin masses are wow. If you forbid in its entirety. If you are eating, you eat in its entirety. So therefore, for people who are like that, come on, you all fall into the same class. He may be listening now because he follow up this comrade show as well. So Nigerians, I think the case I've just come to make is that, one, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, when it comes to the time to make the right judgment, he cannot be trusted to make the right judgment for this nation. For this display of, these shenanigans with bishops, I think that the security apparatus need to invite Bola Ahmed Tinubu and of course his running mate Shettima and all the bishops and investigate this properly. And if they are found to have wronged this nation, they should pay the price for it. I think it's very important. And lastly, I think Nigerians should remain firm in their resolve. Very importantly, that the next man to become president of Nigeria is Peter Gregory Obi. He's the right man.
Comrade Show, Comrade Lante Oriake. Like us, follow us, and be the first to know. This is the Comrade Show.